Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the first match of Season 66 5v5. We begin the season in Kyber 2, right in range where we have been for a while with the skill rating at 3,491. Right around 3,500 is where we've been hanging out for several months, and that coincides with our very long streak of 5 and 4 seasons that goes on for as long as I can remember. I think we're over a year now doing it, at a minimum. Not going to do a recap on the defensive though, not anything particularly interesting in the results. With our bracket, our opponent is Josie. We have a 12.9 million GP account, 600k more than me. I'm in the middle, maybe upper middle, lower middle. Zetas, he's got 12 more. 2 more Amis. We are second and third. I'm third. Or I'm second. Am I second? Yeah, I'm second in Amis in the bracket. 68, you see there is the high mark. We are looking at a 9 GL opponent. Half the bracket is below 9. 3 of us at 8 GLs. And then we have this outlier here with 6 GLs, who also is the lowest in relic units at 157. But even throwing him out, I'm not the lowest with relic units. There's somebody at 202. So you can start seeing my investment there starting to catch up. I'm still behind most accounts, but now that we've shifted more in that direction, now that other projects are over, we're starting to get caught up. Looking at the tier total, my opponent's 1558, which is actually second in the bracket, so quite high. But when we look at the distribution, this is at a point where it looks a little bit more favorable. He's got a lot of his relics in that tier 5 zone. We're tied on tier 7. He's got a few more tier 8s, a few more tier 9s, but it's not as dramatic as the tier total would have suggested. And looking at mods, he's got better he's got better top 25 mods. He has fewer or lower average on the top 500. We're basically matched up with the 25 plus speed mods. I've got 3 more than him. With the 20 plus, I've got like 90 more. And the 15 plus, I've got a little over 100 more than him. And we're all kind of in the same range. Nobody's like dramatically ahead or behind when it comes to the averages. 2 players without Ahsoka, 1 without Lord Vader, 1 without JMK, 1 without Jabba. The guy who you can see it on screen, we don't need to talk about it. And then I am, of course, without Rey. Now looking at these Amis, you can see that guy is without so much stuff. I mean, really, it speaks to the job he did climbing during 3v3. Alright, we got a triple Ami Melgus, Iden, triple Starkiller, Dash, Wampa, Savage, Treya. We got a triple Afra, Qui-Gon, triple Swallow, nothing on Zori. We have a third sister, 3 players without third sister, 2 without Afra. We got a Krex, triple Malicos. Then we're looking at Drogon, double Bodalord, triple Bane. We have triple Jar Jar, 3 players without Jar Jar. Double Cadme, we got a single on Luthen. Nothing on Jocasta. 4 players have not unlocked Jocasta, or at least activated her. And we're looking at our Crosshairs. Does Crosshair have a GAC on me? I'm sure I knew that. What I'm doing is that Bad Batch squad really requires relics, so getting ahead on that doesn't make a ton of sense. I did throw it on Fugitive though, just to give it a little try, to give it a feel, which maybe we'll have an opportunity to do in this match depending on how it goes. I did waste no time putting on the CX2 Ami. He's skipped those recent characters. I also have the Ami on Scorch. That one though, we're gonna have to do it under Tarkin because I forgot to take Lord Vader off of defense. We got triple Exile on my opponent, triple Dre, double Balin. He's got a Zelbar. Does not have Morgan or Night Trooper though. That's interesting. With that level of investment, it's worth doing. I really like the Night Trooper one. And then the rest of this looks good. The one guy with 6 GLs also doesn't have the Profundity, but he's got the other ships. Actually doesn't. He's got a 6-star Executor. Looking at the quality of Josie's modding, getting in here. Check out that speed. We are looking for the range of Darth Ray, who's right there, to Krex. And his final 300 speed character is actually CLS, which puts him at 39 characters, which is pretty shallow considering the overall quality of his mods. He's got some pretty healthy counts. And I just counted this the other day. I'm at like close to 60. I'm like 58 or something like that, maybe even over 60. I need to double count that. But I've got significantly more than him, which is just an overall sign of the overall quality of the modding. Just suggests that maybe some of my counters are going to be a little bit more consistent. Has not gone yet. I did put on crons on it, except for Lord Vader, because I took it off of Lord Vader because I was just going to take Lord Vader off completely, but I hadn't thought of who I wanted to put in that slot instead, and then I just forgot to do it. I was just going to think on it and do it later, and then I just didn't do it at all. But that's the only team. Grievous got an Ami over here. Ahsoka's got a tank revive. The rest of this is unchanged. On the back wall, we gave Dooku the Dooku Kron. We got Mob Enforcer Kron, and then Leia. This is probably a tank revive. Yeah, it's a tank revive. I don't think it's going to do much. Maybe a little extra annoyance. There's the fleet. And then with my opponent, we're looking at probably a fairly tough defense. We got Third Sister, JMK, Ahsoka, Jabba. So 3 GLs and a high quality character. And then down below, we got Qui-Gon with Jocasta, which is probably a mistake because I don't think all those characters are Jedi Vanguard. I'd have to double check. I don't think Cam is. And maybe not me. I gotta double check. They might all be Vanguard. You know what? Let's do it right now while it's on my head. So Jedi Vanguard. Yeah, Cam is not Vanguard and not Mace. They're both available to me. So that Jocasta is not going to function as intended, so we don't need to really worry about it, which means we can probably just do standard counters up against it. We've got Great Mother here, but lacking an Ami, which is going to make it a little easier. Maybe we don't need to use something as strong up against it. We have Boss Nass and Cadme. Let's get started. We're just going to do Rebel Fighters here. This is what we've been doing for a while. The only downside is Saw is so good right now that maybe it's not the best use of Saw. And actually, you know what? I have Mon Mothma too. I don't have the Mon Mothma Kron though, so not a lot of benefit towards doing that right now. I got some Datacrons late. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. If we're going to be testing stuff, let's go with that. Let's grab the Saw Kron. Hadley is really active today. She just is not settled, so you're probably hearing a lot of clicking of the nails. Let's see. What was I doing? Rebel Fighters. This is before the reroll. Which one was it? Health damage, right? I mean, I could... If the Rebel ally includes the summon, I could see that. I could see both of these being pretty good versions of the same Kron. Alright, do I have what I need? Yeah, let's go big screen and get started. So, I kind of want to talk about Andor and Last of Us, but we're not going to... More surface level things, although I think most people would have watched Andor by now. It was incredible. All I really want to talk about in regards to it is... Woo! That's a good pow. He almost took out my Chirrut. I'm glad I brought Chirrut up to Relic 5, because I think I brought him up to Relic 5, right? Because I probably would have just lost him at Relic 3. Oof, and we lost him. Are you serious? You're just gonna dodge like that? Alright, this should take out Cadme. Not take out Cadme. Alright, whatever. Really disappointed we lost Chirrut. It's actually a significant loss because there's a heal over time mechanics that Chirrut really aids into that boosts the damage of the squad. Okay. Oh, this is an excellent POW. but we're fine. Just not as clean as I wanted it to be. Alright. The tough part is I know what I want to do up top. It's just it's kind of a waste right now. Maybe we do it anyway. Because there's just standard ways we're going to handle this. Like, this is going to be Afra. Alright, looks like I gotta update the droids. Let's do HK. Evade. Not that any of this matters. This Kron is so strong up against Huts. Alright. Are we AoE? AoE. Drop the torture. Merciless massacre. Okay. I'm gonna try and save the shred. Maybe we can prevent having to take him out twice. I've never been able to time it right though. Okay. AoE should take out both of them. Not quite. This'll do it. Where are we at? Let's do dots. Attack. AoE. Come on. Shouldn't protection disruption have landed by now? Alright, we're just gonna drop the shred. Take the bonus turn. Yeah, let's keep going. Unless auto. Not that we can say much in this amount of time. We're gonna just knock him out too quick. It's probably should wait. Alright. Now that's gonna mean, oh, this is gonna be Melgus. It's just how we deal with this. So Melgus, where are you at there? You are, I have a preset for this, right? I guess he's normally a defensive team, okay. Now, is that who I want? Yeah. How am I with Sith Crons right now? That's assassin though, right? Gain stealth. It's such a useless Cron. For such a useless character, you'd think they'd give her like a semi-decent Cron, except for the fact that we all have her at relics, so they probably don't want to do it. But we all have Sidious. Alright. Stun, gain turn meter, that's not going to happen. That's not really going to do anything. Alright, we're just taking it to take it, and you know what? No, we're going to keep Marauder. He's way more useful. Okay, so we take the AoEs, fear dropping. Okay. Drain life's not gonna. Do I want to save it? I'm gonna save it just because we. Oh my, you serious right now? You took 2 characters with that? You're just relic. That is insane. This has never happened to me before. Alright, Grand Inquisitor down though. And if we can take out 7th as well, that'll be significant. I kind of want to leave the fear there for the moment. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Little scary. Alright, 7th is down. We gotta deal with the taunt. Should have Dark Deception soon though. Wasn't paying attention for the cooldown. Shock. Perfect. Let's take out 8th. He's doing too much damage. Alright, now we're gonna start working on 3rd Sister. Because I don't care about 5th Brother. This guy has had 2 teams now that have surprisingly taken out characters. Well, I guess Pow isn't that surprising that he took out Chirrut, but it's not nothing. Alright, we're going to chuck this at 5th, keep the fear on 3rd Sister. Drain. Not quite. Perfect. Alright, Dark Deception, I'll do it. Got 2 more. We're probably going to have to wait till the cooldowns on Dark Deception for this to work out at all. Let's go with the Shock. The Drain Life's not going to do anything. Alright, here should be number 2. Okay. Yeah, this guy's been stripping banners. But good investments for the most part on some of these characters. No, there's nothing unusual on these squads. There's only Relic 7 for the most part, other than the Relic 8 on 3rd. That's normal. That AoE, I wonder if he just had like a ton of offensive secondaries or something. Alright. This is going to be my own Inquisitors. And what do I have for you? Max health? Yeah, let's do it. There's going to be plenty of debuffs moving around. This should be good. And, okay. Yeah, let's drop the Torture. Get a couple off. Alright. Basic, take advantage of the 6 stacks of Purge. Ooh. Let's AoE on Snips because she has the. I'm gonna get protection up. Okay. Come on. All right, that should be Snips. Perfect. She's got 4. Is this unavailable? Nah. Alright, basic to clear the foresight. Alright, there he goes. We'll drop the shred over on Ahsoka. She has not... You know what? We gotta take her out before she does the one shot. That has not happened yet, and he's gonna get his ultimate off. Alright, Deathmark's over here now, though. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. We might have to clean this up. Because once you lose too many characters, especially if I lose 8th, losing... Ah, jeez. I really got to take out Ahsoka. Where's my death mark? Okay, there it is. So what is going on? What is going on? What are you? I guess it's the Relic 9 on... He's got Relic 9 on GMK, right? I can't believe this. Oh my god. That's annoying. Because now I still have to bring something good into that. Like, if I would have been able to take out Cat, I could have just Wampa'd it to clean it up. And now I can't Wampa. Alright, we'll have to think about it. That's probably... Seabane. It's probably Seabane, but right now let's take a look at this. Sith? We could do Bo-Katan, but maybe we save Bo-Katan for the back wall. I just feel like this is kind of a waste. Because that's, like, this is a high-powered team. What do I think? You know what? I think I am going to use Bo-Katan. No, we're doing this, Sith. I think his back wall is weak. Where are you guys at? Alright. Not you. And we got a Talancron, although this is my Scion one. I'm looking at the level 6. The level 9's Talon, I think, is clearly better. Good enough. We could re-roll that, but I think it's fine. Alright, increase. We remove a stack. Hit the generator. Generator. Do I want to put... I'm just going to hit the generator, save the AoE. Because there wasn't enough buffs to cleanse, so there wasn't really a point to it. If I lose Talon, I'm going to be irritated. Alright. Where are you at, Phalanx? Let's put an isolate on him so he can't taunt. And... let's do the AoE. We got Pain. Do I want to target Isolate or Pain? Like, the Ami's going to let me get progress on both. Right? Or do I want Stealth? Let's do the AoE. Let's get some Loyal Hand. Oh, and I feared them. That's one of the things that happens. I'm actually going to leave that fear up. Even though increasing cooldowns would have made a lot of sense too. Now is a good time to do it. Alright, we'll have an Annihilate, but we can't use the Annihilate until this generator's gone. Let's clear the buffs. Okay. Alright, Jar Jar down. I wish you could check mods in the middle of a battle. I don't even need the full information. Like, I don't need the screen. If they could just, like, put a little inset on here that showed me, like, a mod set, I would find that interesting. You know what? Let's take out Phalanx. I feel like he's going to take the most amount of time. Yeah, that went about the way that I thought it would. Just overpower it. Okay, so Qui-Gon here. We're going to take Remnants. Do I have a preset for this? I really want to be in the habit of presets. No. And what do I want? I want to talk some nonsense is what I want. You know what? Let's do specials and turn meter. That's good. I think this is going to be a decisive one though. All right, we take that hit. I want Anakin to go before we... Okay, perfect. Anakin did his AoE. So now we can... I want to clear that foresight. Let's clear the foresight. Okay. Alright, I would like to take out Qui-Gon. Perfect. We're going to do a basic... What? I thought I did a basic, not a special. Alright, that should be Anakin. Perfect. Is this unavailable? I'm just bringing down their protection because I know that once we start biting them, we're just going to rip through them quick. Like 11 stacks, boom. Awesome. Alright. What's the weakest team we can use here? I think we're going to use gas. Where are you at? What? Oh, defense. There we go. Alright, light side. Turn meter? Max health damage. I think I want the turn meter. Yeah, let's go with it. Okay, perfect. He doomed somebody he can't take out until I'm on the ground. Get the turret over onto 5s. I'm gonna call the assist. Maybe we can... Let me get some hits over onto Great Mother. Alright, let's AoE cleanse. Alright, now we're down. Now we could end up losing our guy. That's bad. Oh, I don't like it. Alright, we lost somebody. Terrible, terrible, just terrible. Everything is terrible. Alright, can we stand up now? Jeez. No, it's over. How does that have a 90-something win rate? I guess I should have checked for like these variants here with the Night Trooper and everything. That's irritating. Like, with a result like that, that's like... That feels like it should be like a 70% win rate. I'm going to be boring. Let's do JMK. I probably don't need JMK for anything else. Like, worst case scenario, there's like Lord Vader and Leia on the back. I'm not using JMK. So, why am I doing that when I have presets? I need to update these presets. Okay, what do we want? Tank revive? Oh no, revives aren't going to happen with that squad. That's not going to do anything. Well, let's take protection up. We will be doing a lot of rerolls on certain abilities coming up very soon. I'm going to put damage immunity here. We're going to be charging up the ultimate. And by the time we get to the ultimate, I should probably have my one-shot available. Let's just do it anyway. Okay. Close. Okay. Where are we at? We're gonna lose him. Got saved. Now we lost him. Cadme is doomed. Alright, basic. See, that's why we kept GK around a little longer. Now for the alt. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know why we're attacking Great Mother right now. She's going to get one shot right here. And you know what? Let's see if we can keep her on the board. All right, Morgan down. If we can clear that alert, it'd be real nice. Yeah, we'll hit Paradia. Well, Judge Death. We call him Judge Death. Okay. Cleared those buffs. Awesome. Okay, let's auto. Although I would have done a basic because, jeez, I keep thinking we can get into something and then this too quick. All right, I'm expecting like Karth and junk. Not quite junk, a little better than junk. Okay. Saw's quite a bit better than junk. How do I deal with Saw? Oh, I know how I deal with Saw. I remember now. All right, let's do it. Although, I wonder if he's like good enough that this doesn't work as intended. Because a number of my counters have not gone as well today. Now, we are going to lose Fennec. That is definitely going to happen. But what will eventually happen is Django's just going to start countering and getting Bounty Hunter's resolve back. Like that. He's just going to be doing that constantly. I'm a little worried though. Like, what if it doesn't happen in the right manner to the right character? Like, does somebody mess it up? is all I'm a little worried about. Yeah, see, I'm a little scared. Because countering onto bays is not working. Okay. Can I go like this? Awesome. Alright, we got Bounty Hunter's Resolve back. Counter. Counter. He's gonna... Not quite stealth. Terrified. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go like this. Awesome, Chariots down. I'm ignoring... I should have taken out Saw. Okay. I should have taken out Saw. I was thinking I could keep him alive just in case I needed somebody easy to knock out, but I think this is how I get myself into trouble. I think I can do something tricky and then I'll pay for it. Alright, that should take out Saw. I should have taken out Luthen as well. We're doing this ability because it ignores the protection really well. Awesome. Perfect. Now we are looking at Grievous with the Kron and Zelbar with the Kron, which I don't even think is that good. But it means up here, we can do a couple things. One, we can pretty safely do C-Bane here and not feel bad about it. Because we still have SLKR. We have a lot, and we have JML. Yeah, we're going full power. C-Bane, let's grab a Sith Kron. Sure. Let's clear the foresight. I don't even know my preference. So we AoE. We can't call assist there, right? So let's do it here. Alright, so we got Isolate over on Bane. Hit 100% now. Alt. Oh, I should link up other... Well, no, the link isn't even going to do anything. That's right, because we can't instant defeat people. But it's worth doing to get rid of the buffs, which we will do. Hopefully we don't lose Bane. Yeah, I think I'm happy. Oh, this I'm not happy about, because now he's gonna die. He's got backup plan? Whatever, fine. Don't you die. Don't die. Please don't die. Come on. What is up with this guy's account? So many things that normally work just not working. Oh, it means I have to use SWGOH here, right? Which is fine. Which is fine. Okay, we got what? First order, we got this. We got you and you. You. No turn meter. Let's not be dumb. Let's do that. All right. That thing, let us go back. Hit exile. Boom. Go back. Let's AoE. I should have just done this first. All right, let's just auto from here and talk some nonsense. That 44 minutes into this record we still haven't gotten to. Okay. What did I want to talk about? Andor. So what I want to say about Andor is more in terms of Rogue One. We're not going to talk specifics on Andor, but I haven't even done my rewatch of Rogue One yet. I did start it though. I watched part of it. And it did fix so many issues. Because if you've been a long-time viewer, I've said in the past that Rogue One, a little overrated. What it is, or my previous opinion was, mediocre movie with an excellent ending. And that ending does so much work to make you forget that the first half of the movie is really sloppy. Like you can clearly see that multiple people had worked on it, that had been so chopped up. Like it was a really sloppy, poorly constructed beginning of the movie where there's very little character development. You have very passive characters. Am I gonna have to do JML here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's think about this. Can I here would love to use JML, but we're not. Can I just do Bo-Katan? We're gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this stuff, but it's a question of what does this even do? Taunt, buff immunity, nonsense, armor shreds, debuff expires. They get stacking offense, inflict debuffs. So if I have somebody that's a little bit more tenacious who's not taking those, do I have anything like that? This feels like a Sirjunda. Yeah, this feels like Sirjunda. Which means I'm thinking probably Bo-Katan here. Maybe Balin, but we're going to do Bo-Katan. Do I want recovery? Alright, we'll go recovery here, 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 here. Good enough. Let's move. Alright, we have dispelled. He is gone. My AoE will hopefully happen at the perfect moment to take out a Grievous. Here we go. Goodbye. This is why we brought in Bo. Awesome. AoE. I feel like we're talking about like my most controversial movie opinions, at least related to nerd content. Because you guys are wrong about a number of movies. Okay. Let us move. Here we go. Now, I said Sirjunda. Let's do it. On a line, so we got Sirjunda, Malicos. Let's go with Cal, Starkiller. We don't have Crew, so let's take Fulcrum. Although Fulcrum is going to be cleansing and giving them a bunch of stacking offense. Do I care? Or would I rather use somebody else? I don't care. See, my feeling about this Zelbarkron is what it is intended for is a second. What do we want? More protection up? Max health damage. I think I want max health damage. The Zelbarkron and the Heracron, those to me feel like they are intended for players more in the early game. They're not as powerful as the Afra and Django Crons. Alright, let's cleanse. See, I went with this squad because of the tenacity up. We're just going to be resisting a little bit of all these debuffs. So it's not going to be as... You got Jolie here? Alright, let's chuck this at Canderous. Yeah, I was completely right about this. Alright, let's basic. Take out mission. Take out Jolie. Awesome. Alright. Yeah, so Rogue One has some issues with good character writing. One of the things that's common with good character writing is the difference between an active character and a passive character. Active characters make decisions for themselves. Passive characters let the stories happen to them. One of the more egregious examples of a passive character, at least of recent memory for me, and it's only because it irritated me so much, why it comes to mind more than anything else right now, is the David Harbour Hellboy movie. There is so much that a Hellboy fan would and should like about that movie, but if you watch that thing, I know most of you haven't, because why would you? That movie, the David Harbour Hellboy doesn't make a single decision in the entire thing. He just kind of moves from like vignette to vignette, like fan reference to fan reference to fan reference, and it's just like so much is right about it that you just wish it wasn't bad. But it's all bad. It's all just a little off. Like, you'd think like seeing Thomas Hayden Church as Lobster Johnson would be amazing because it's perfect casting. He looks great in it, and it just falls flat. And that is like and part of that to me is because Hellboy has not made a single decision to put himself in those situations. He's just getting thrown around and following. And that is what is happening in Rogue One. Cassian and Jyn Erso, particularly Jyn Erso, they did not make a decision in the whole movie. And that's just, it's a very annoying thing for a viewer to watch, whether or not you are picking up on it. It is making things weaker. And plus, they skip all of Jin's character development. Like everything, like what we should have seen in that movie is at least a scene, even a flashback scene, of what it was like for Jin to be raised by Saw. Maybe see her get thrown into prison. Something to just set up what was. I'm sure it existed in some version of the script. It's just because it's lunacy that they don't do it. But one of the things that has happened as a consequence of having Andor is most of the character development, at least for Andor and for some of the story, was the hard work was done by this TV series. So things don't feel as inconsequential or like there isn't some sort of underlying logic. It is there now within the story. Cassian makes sense as a character much more, and it's less of an issue, or it doesn't feel so much like they are being passive, because based on the context of Andor, they're actively making decisions that are a consequence of what happened in Andor. So, alright, I want a Mercron. So that makes all of that stronger. And then the issues of Jin not being a well-developed character, not giving her they give her like an origin. They don't give her, though, like an arc. She doesn't have the key, like, growing up stuff that I really want. But they kind of sidestep that issue by what they've done, by the context of Andor existing, is Jin is now turned into a supporting character. And that's kind of unfortunate to sidestep her like that, but for the functions of the story itself, it just functions better. It feels a little better because now it feels like Andor's story and not Jin's story, which is what it used to feel like, where Andor felt like a supporting character, he was a side character, because he was in the movie. And now he has taken on a lead role. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. Here we go. Let's just start spreading this stuff around. Not paying attention. Who's doing what now? Okay. AoE. That's not going to do anything right now. Let's do a shred. Mark. There we go. This guy's had a really solid defense. He messed up things that work. Alright, what do I gotta deal with here? Okay. Oh, did I not change this defense? I changed my defense in... I have to, Leviathan, okay. I changed my defense in 3v3. I need to change it here. I'm done using the offense that I have right now. It's fine for today. Like, it's not... He didn't set down a defense that's going to mess me up, but I've brought Galactic Republic to offense. We're not... And Leviathan's on defense. We are not dealing... With the opponents who are playing... Leviathan with Scimitar reinforcement and having the punishing one on defense, you really need the right RNG for things to go right, and it can go real wrong. We're getting choppy. AoE. Basic. Heal up. Bring out the Scimitar. We land a stun, but more importantly, we speed up. Alright, let's drop the bombs. Let's do it. some debuffs. Okay. I'm a little worried about his ultimate. He's getting a lot of counters. What if I did that right now? You know what? Let's do it. Let's go for the ultimate. Because next turn we will have it. Okay. Alt. Alright, we will AoE. Take out the punishing one. I really wish the scimitar I could just do this differently. Alright, let's stun Houndstooth. Take out Razor Crest. Alright, the blood is down. I don't want you to die. Alright, I think we can auto. We'll auto, and do I have more I want to say on Rogue One? At least based on the portions that I saw. I watched until Jeddah. Not the destruction of Jeddah. Until they got captured by Saw. I rewatched that portion. You know what I really wanted? I really wanted more Bodhi. Like, this is the type of stuff that wasn't working with Rogue One for me. Less of an issue now, but just the amount of characters not really addressed. Like, one of the things that I want to have in a movie is I do like the multiple settings, how they go to a bunch of different places. It felt so much choppier. Like, to watch a movie that goes to a ton of different settings very quickly in quick succession, and it does it seamlessly. It's Willow. Willow's an amazing movie. I love that movie. What are we doing here? Do I got the profundity? We got the profundity. No, we're not doing that. We know this lesson. We've experienced this. Profundity here, even though I like... The profundity would kill Holdo, but the problem is what we have left over to deal with the Radis, or deal with the Malevolence in that scenario, which would be Empire. And Empire doesn't do so hot up against Malevolence. It can go poorly. I wanted more Bodhi. I was really hoping Bodhi was going to be an Andor. It didn't. It wouldn't have made a ton of sense unless you had Mads Mikkelsen. I love that they made Ben Mendelsohn good. Because this is a big problem with Disney in general, is just wasting amazing actors by just not really giving them a strong role, giving them strong writing to play around it, and they just, like, what Marvel did to Ben Mendelsohn? Terrible, because you can see how good he is when he's given an opportunity. And at least Krennic is significantly better than the Skrull he plays, whose name I can't remember, because he's terribly written, and why would I need to remember his name? Especially when Secret Invasion was... I don't even know. Secret Invasion, I think it's my most hated thing. Like, was anything worse than Secret Invasion? Because my point I want to say is, even if something was worse than Secret Invasion, I did not dislike it more than I dislike Secret Invasion. Alright. And I don't know if I think anything was worse. Echo was better. I liked She-Hulk except for the end. I didn't watch Miss Marvel yet, but I liked what I saw. Or I didn't finish it. I liked what I saw. Born Again... See, as much as I said a lot of negative things about Born Again, it's solidly in the middle. It's just more an issue of my expectations. I was harsh on it because of how good the Netflix series was. But in comparison to the other Marvel shows, it's like... It's a passing grade. It's in the middle of the bell curve. Okay. Do I want to do that? I'm going to dispel. Even though I know he's going to put the deflector shield up immediately, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to burn through this fortress. You know what? Actually, let's throw an ability block here. Oh, why did I do that? He's cleansing. Sometimes. Alright, now let's dispel again. Sometimes I just let myself get distracted. Alright, so we got the Y-Wing. Not the Y-Wing, the comeuppance. What? I want to check his pilots. We're blowing him up, but it's kind of... Awesome. This is ridiculous. Are they both on? Okay, let's hit him. The worst thing about the comeuppance is like you either do something during reinforcements or it doesn't matter. Maybe it's because of how powerful that reinforcement ability is. They don't want to give you a second shot at it, but... Okay, we done? 1756, not great, not terrible. Based on my opponent's history, though, might be enough to win. Oh, I forgot to test things. I mean, probably... I don't know where I would have tested somebody. I would have liked to have done Tarkin and the Darkseid clones at a minimum. Maybe I'll leave Lord Vader on defense for another round. Maybe next round we'll get a chance to do Tarkin and the Darkseid clones. Or maybe we just do Lord Vader and the Darkseid clones. Why would we do it to ourselves? Alright, we'll check back tomorrow. About an hour and a half left. I don't even know if he's gone yet. I'm just going to assume he has. Alright, he full cleared and he beats me. I suspected this was likely. We need to improve the quality of the defense. But he had a number of high quality things. I don't think we're going to get any holds with this banner total. Yeah, just one shot. Alright. Not the start I wanted, but he did have some impressive defensive teams that did just knock off banners and made a couple things didn't work. Although for the most part, I think I played that the way that I was going to play it. So we'll make some adjustments and return tomorrow. Tomorrow with a new strategy and hopefully a slightly stronger stronger defense. Sidious Kron I have finally rolled for. We'll have it for next week. Still working on the Mon Mothma Kron, but I think there's some things that we can do to improve our approach. The one thing would be Saw onto defense, which I'll have to think about how I want to deal with Cadme then. But we will wrap it up there. Think about those little strategies. Up in the corner, Conquest videos. I'll throw up like Sector 4, Sector 5, and the Datacron video. We still have a few days where we can be working towards red crating or working on those Datacrons. And then otherwise, we're going to be transitioning to some new content now that Conquest is over. Thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other, everybody. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.